Well, if you remember in my last video, we got the heater core in. Everything is running. Everything was good with the exception of this heater of the fan shroud right here. On my radiator, which is the original radiator, the little tabs right here where these bolts, where the shroud bolts onto the actual radiator, they're pretty much gone. So what I did was I just took a bolt, there's a nut and a washer on this side, and I just pinched this lip between the washer and this and the shroud. Did that on both sides because both sides were pretty much gone. I don't know if you can really tell that by looking at that right now or not, but that's what it is. So I decided, well, when I ran it, it made a hell of a racket, and I thought something really bad happened, and it turned out being the fan was hitting the shroud. So right then I decided I'm getting a new radiator. So I ordered a new radiator, and I got it through Summit, which I have learned to really like Summit. They ship. I can order on Monday, and just standard shipping, I got my stuff by Wednesday. So that's good. Anyway, this is a single core radiator, the original radiator here. I bought a dual core. Why? Don't know. Just thought it might be better. I also bought all new hoses, upper and lower radiator hoses. Also bought a stud kit for my for the valve covers, which are over here. I got Ford Racing valve covers, and I think they are just beautiful. They look better than they did online, I think. I think they really look nice. And that is what they look like. I think they are sharp. Not that anybody will probably ever see them but me, but hey, I'm all that matters on this. So I think they look pretty darn sharp. So anyway, I haven't looked at any of this stuff yet. So I could open this radiator up right now. Just have a little look-see at it. And see what we got here. Doing this stuff one-handed is kind of a pain sometimes, but we'll get her. I imagine it's packed in styrofoam and who knows what, or maybe just paper. Yeah, styrofoam on the ends. Yeah. Hopefully there's no damage or anything. I believe it is a Spectra. Don't know. Installation. Yep, Spectra. Which seems like either Spectra or Murray are both pretty popular. So anyway, that's the radiator I'm putting in this beast. So I gotta get the old one out and get this one in. It shouldn't be too difficult. So I'm going to get started taking the old one out, and then I'll, like always, I'll bring you back in when there's something halfway interesting to show y'all. So, stay tuned. I'll be right back. That didn't take very long. Not really much to taking the radiator out. All you have to do is take off the upper and lower radiator hose. You got the two bolts to hold the shroud on, and then down underneath, down, well, can't really see. It's on the bottom of the radiator. I mean, you can't miss them. There's two bolts down underneath that hold the bottom of the radiator in, and then simple of just push it this way to get past this lip a little bit, and it lifts right on out. So that's the old one. Looks like it's seen better days, and I think it may have had. I think it had a leak in it at one time. And I used some of that bar stop leak. This was like 3 or 4 years ago. I'm kind of thinking that might be what plugged up my heater core, but anyway. That one looks pretty pretty wimpy compared to this monstrosity here. And of course my heater is back on. Take care of that problem. Yeah, this is considerably different. Well, not so much, I mean, it's different, but it's dual cord instead of single cord. Hold on here, and I'll get so you can actually see it. There. That's the difference. Basically, it holds about twice as much coolant, I believe. Should cool a lot better. Not that I ever had any trouble with cooling. Other than that, it should just bolt right in, just the same way that the other one did, and I should be done here shortly. So I'm gonna go ahead and do that, and probably fill it with coolant and get things going, and I'll let you know how things turn out. Well, I got the new radiator sitting in there, and the shroud I've got sitting in there also. Went up to the house and watched the basketball game. Come to find out, at least from what I read, single core, which is what this one over here is, where it mounts, where the shroud bolts into it. Apparently that's a little bit wider on the single core than it is the dual core for whatever reason. So you got two choices. One, you can either go to a salvage yard, get yourself, try to find a different shroud, or you can drill a couple little holes in here and put your bolts through, and I think that's probably the route I'm going to go. I'm going to have to measure that off, mark the holes, pull the radiator back out, I imagine, and drill the holes and then put some bolts in it. I really don't want to go have to get a new shroud. Why they couldn't have made them the same way, but that's the way it is. Just always something. So anyway, that's what I'm gonna get to doing right now. So now you're aware of that. I wish I would have been aware of that when I started. All right, I'll show you what I've done here in just a little bit. So I finally got this radiator put in. I re-drilled these holes up here on the top, and actually the little clips on the bottom aren't the right distance apart either, but I made it so it would work, and I think it's going to be okay. I may either order me the right shroud or go to a scrapyard, see if I can find one. There's not much room between that shroud and the blade. Could probably actually bend this back just a smidge, and that would probably help it out too. I don't know. I don't really like the way it is. I think it needs to be on there because I don't think they need the air movement to keep cool. At least that's what I've heard from people, and I've also read that they've tried it without and tend to overheat. But it's on there for now anyway, so that's the way it is. But just something to keep in mind that if you're going to a dual core from a single core, your fan shroud you should get a different one. Although you can make it work. Anyway, so that's that. I'm gonna put the hoses on and get that sucker filled with antifreeze and give her a run. Be back shortly. What a mess. Anyway, got this all put back together and running, and everything's working good, and well, except for I did discover my compressors froze. Well, let's say about 98% froze. It does turn, but yeah, it smokes the belt too. Well, no, the belt doesn't smoke. The clutch is just fried in it. So I'm gonna have to get a new compressor. That's lovely. I don't know what those might cost for this. Might be able to find them pretty cheap somewhere. I'm not sure. But other than that, new radiator's in, and she's cycling. You know, it's blowing hot air, and so water's circulating around. I'm gonna top it off tomorrow, make sure all the air and everything's out of it, and That might be it. I don't think I'm probably going to do much more tomorrow. It's supposed to get down to -5 tonight and not warm up a whole lot tomorrow, so I go through a lot of fuel down here when it's that cold. Anyway, this really isn't too hard. I'm gonna look for a new shroud because I don't like the way this one is. Well, it's just not right. And down at the bottom, there's those clips on the bottom. Of course now it's tight. It's just not held on the way it's supposed to be, and I'm not going to be comfortable with it until it is. So, might be able to find one at salvage yard or something out of another truck that's got a dual core. Might be able to get a compressor too for that matter, but I may just want to get a new one of those. Kind of hate to go in the house till that gets all cooled down. That's pretty warm. But anyway, wasn't a real exciting video. Pretty easy job really. And I probably should have just stuck with the single core that it got by on just fine for 21 years. So I don't know. I thought going to a bigger radiator would be a smart move. It certainly wouldn't hurt anything, but it's causing me a headache. Oh well. Anyway, I'm going to shut her off for now, and I'll upload this tonight. At least it's something, and I'm going to try to get going on those valve covers next weekend. I may start tomorrow, I don't know. See what I feel like in the morning. But anyway, that's that. Thanks for watching. Please subscribe. There's going to be a lot more videos coming, and give it a thumbs up. Thanks for watching.